just about set to go. There's Tony Lockett down there with Mark Richardson. This is round 7. Two clubs that have started the 98 season very, very well. Buckley's been in very exciting form for the Pies. They're kicking to the right with a big monkey. One of the town's best known Connors. They go down towards centre-half forward. Dunkley and co are going to have big jobs set out for them tonight. Sydney making a number of changes. Krasiska has it on half forward. Tries to get it to Williams. Back to Krasiska again. He looks to surge it forward once more. Down towards that 50-metre line. Early pressure on the Sydney defence. It passes O'Loughlin. Comes back to Buckley. Buckley onto the left foot. In towards half forward. But once again, Sydney hold it up with Troy Luff. He defends, and he defends well. Giving it away to Nix, but it's going to come back. Luff has given it away. And the Pies are going to get the first set shot at goal. Up by Shane McInerney. John saying too high or holding on up the top there.
Luff was attempting to shepherd, and the signal given was certainly too high on Paul Williams. Williams certainly made sure that the umpire saw it, so
yes, when the match is in the balance and it's trying to settle down, giving the opposition a set shot at goal from 20 metres out from when it's just completely unnecessary. Very frustrating forward ball with the Swans.
Paul Williams has booted 5 goals so far this season. He's aiming to get the Pies a dream start. He's got exactly that. Collingwood on the ball in the opening minute.
Yes, when the game, as I say, when it starts off for the first minute or two, we'll have a look at the incident here. Again, Luff marked the ball. That was simple enough. We'll just follow it through. And there it is. I'd say Williams ran into his arm, but anyway, the umpire saw it as a whole tackle, so well played Paul Williams, I guess.
Collingwood bench, the boys awaiting their chance. Only early days yet. As Stafford belts it down, but straight to Buckley. What a lightning start he's had. Williams, the flyer from the side, unable to take it. The Pies will get another chance. McDonald gets the hand pass away. They're looking dangerous. Inside 50, towards Rocker. Rocker couldn't take it on the chest. Got back up support. Was shot in towards goal. Is by the good back. And Watson has put it through for the Pies.
Yes, well, absolutely no doubt. It might have been a lucky first goal to Williams from that free kick, but certainly this first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, Collingwood in complete control. Buckley's had 4 possessions already. He's been picked up by Paul Acurio, but I don't know how long that's going to last the way Buckley started. And then it's just the forward. It was good play by Rocker to make sure the ball dropped. Didn't allow Dunkley to spoil. And it was just the overlapping goal by Watson. Good play.
It's been all Collingwood early. This is Jason Mooney though on the outer side. He's a left footer and he's been called to play on, so he'll come inboard. Ignores Darren Creswell. Looks up towards centre half forward. Towards Bays and co. Back in this lineup. Off hands and in towards Locker. Tony Locker back in the lineup. Both he and Peter Philandia were late withdrawals last week at the SCG.
It's just to speed off the mark, Sandy, by Lockett then. The forward really always should be able to take the first step because it's his teammate kicking the ball. And Lockett, as soon as the quick kick came forward, he made the yard. And Richardson, once the big body was in front of Richardson, well, he just couldn't get around it to affect the spoil. Lockett's chance to really kick a badly needed goal for Sydney. It's early in the game, but all the body language and all the good vibes, I think, have been with Collingwood so far in this game.
Let's see what the 87 Brownlow medalist can do. He's kicked 19 goals so far this season, and he's hoping to post Sydney's first. This to close the gap to 6 points, 25 metres out. And the big man makes no mistake. Lockett gets his first, he gets Sydney's first.
Sydney working, Dunkley, Krasiska, string, fends off, onto his left foot, Fabe, one-on-one duel. Sydney in front, Wolf does well, Watson's in behind, he's been paid.
I reckon Sam would be fairly pleased to see him take that mark.
Yes, when you lead out and the ball is delivered on your chest, the amazing thing is, we often say you don't really practice hard chest marks because most players these days take the ball out in the front of their body, and when it hit Rocker before, it just bounced off the chest. But that he just got his hand in front of Wolf, and the umpire deemed John, that he actually got first grab and second grab.
Yeah,
Shane Watson.
Yeah, at least I have no doubt that Watson had first hands on the footy, so certainly a mark in my opinion. His right arm actually, or right hand grabs.
Just got it in. It was a good play, wasn't it?
Great play.
Stafford was used as a step ladder, but then he claims McDonald. Williams also. He's going to get a free kick. Was held, or he didn't have it. That will go back to McDonald. Williams still disentangling himself. Down towards half forward. Collingwood at the moment by 7 points. Danger signs up. They go in towards the pocket.
That's terrific play by Lock, and then really the temptation was just to attack the body of the Collingwood player Fuller, but he just had the awareness just to jump at the ball coming back with a flight, and a boundary throw was drawn, but it could have very easily been a free kick.
That's right. Very, very easy to give away a free kick.
Buckley's hand pass is dangerous. It was open the goal. Scotty Russell has kicked Collingwood's third, and the Pies away to a lightning start.
Well, they were off to a slow start last week, Sydney, and that really cost them the game in the end, and they've certainly started no better today. Just again, sloppy hand pass in defence, came back inside. When you're in trouble, under pressure, always go outside, and just Russell was in the right spot at the right time to kick the goal.
Long probing kick right to centre forward. That's putting pressure on the defence of Sydney. Nix gets away with this ball only as far as Buckley. Working in there with Fuller, high ball, Wild sits under it and takes it.
And Maxfield, I think, very quickly has been shifted onto Buckley at this point.
Fuller. Young Brad Fuller. Played with the Rams, the ACT Rams a couple of years ago at Boo last year. Has been a very busy player around the forward line for Collingwood in his games to date.
And would appear has the stopping job on Wayne Schwass, although he will be encouraged, not Fuller, I'm talking of Wild, who passed the ball over to Fuller.
So Brad Fuller, 30 metres out, into the man on the mark. Good work there. Pushed away, now Bays. Sydney should get something out of this. They must. Fuller redeems himself. Quick kick there by Russell. Oh, camped under again, Watson. They're getting too many easy balls in the
And the fumble by Kelly again, the hands are shocking tonight at the moment. Sydney, it was a quick one admittedly, a bang, a quick one, and Swash is coming off and hobbling off at that. But have a look there, this quick hand ball, no, it was just a little before that. The Kelly fumble set up the turnover position.
So Watson, 1 goal, 1 on the board already. From 40 metres out. Boys behind it like it, he likes it, and the umpire says yeah. Watson's second goal, 2-1, and the Magpies moving out to 4 goals to 1.
It is early days, Lee, but this is what Melbourne did to them last week at the SCG. Gave them a start. Kelly gets another touch across to Creswell. But it was a case of trying to catch them. Stewie Maxwell's left foot is a paw. Under the chest of Jared Francisco. A wily veteran of Collingwood looks towards half forward. Waiting down was Maxwell and Williams. It's Williams' ball. Gives it away to Patterson. 55 out. Goes with a short little chip. Intercepted to Watson. Tries to go back to Patterson again. Watson scoops it up. Watson does beautifully. And he wobbles it up. Oh, another one. Sensational. Oh, what a start. If you want hot pies, come to the MCG. 5-1 plays 1 straight. Yeah, we saw Collingwood do this about 4 weeks ago now against Richmond. All their good players are getting the ball. The opposition at this point are just really not in the game. They're just really, the floodgates are opening, and already a 4-goal lead. It's a big margin this early in the game. Watson, 3rd goal already. Opportunist play, 1 good mark, and then just opportunist play.
Throw dangerously into centre half back. Sydney Swans arm out against his old side, gives it to the skipper. Kelly tosses it high, but it's wide, out of bounds on the full.
Confidence was really a short-term thing in football, and very, very quickly in this game, the Swans players are looking shaky. That was really just a put on your boot and hope for your best by Kelly. Had a lot more room than that, but the pressure of the way this game started, he just really overreacted, overplayed it.
Liddell's kick finds Bays. plays. He's a beautiful deliverer of the ball. Goes back in towards Lockett territory. Richardson that does well. Now here's an opportunity for Sydney to break the ice. Robbie Armat gets his first. And Sydney get their second after Lockett kicked an early one. Armat against his old side. It's 5-1, plays 2 straight.
Yes, and really what Sydney have done, actually, a couple of times they've gone forward, they've kicked a couple of goals, and that's kept them within 19 points, when really this whole first quarter, I think it was something like 40-odd kicks to 25 to Collingwood's way. Collingwood have dominated, but they've got a couple of goals on the board from limited opportunities.
Russell in the thick of things once again. Krasiska from 55. Bends one in towards the forward line. Buckley is lurking there dangerously. Buckley! Buckley the tap! They are loving this.
That's a classy finish then by Nathan Buckley. Important point was the ball was just a flatter ball. It was just, have a look at this, it just goes into fresh air, it wobbles around. Buckley just attacked it harder than any other player, worked his way through the traffic and really left side, non-dominant side, straight over the goal in Pompeye's head. All the Collingwood players at 7th possession already for Nathan Buckley.
Scotty Russell's the first man there. They've just got no system coming out. Scotty Kyle, bigger pardon, comes back in now. Mulcair sets up the centre forward perfectly. The ruckman flooding into centre forward, finding space will always put pressure on the opposition defence.
Particularly when they know that the Swans are going to get their men back. Stafford will be looking to get back in front of Rocker, so Monkhurst will be cruising around the front of the centre square. He's always there to be used.
So Lacuria, left foot towards the wing. Stafford takes it, steps away. Is their chance. There's space and there's a couple of Swans. Now there's more space and there's one Swan. It's O'Loughlin. Left foot bounces it through. O'Loughlin's first, Sydney's third.
It's a good bit of play then, wasn't it? Good contested mark by Stafford. Played the ball on. And then again is a situation where we saw O'Loughlin in defence do exactly the same thing, running back with the flight of the ball, but was able to just get his fist there. And then just a one-handed, just straight into his possession. And terrific left foot across the body. Again, a couple of classy finishes. We've seen some great goals kicked in this early part of the game.
Sydney stay in touch. 19 points the margin. Mooney doing the ruck work. Kelly tries out of the middle, not successful. Maxfield is. Stewie Maxfield down towards the 50. Well picked up by Armat. Back to Maxfield again. He wants Lockett. He's on the lead. And he's got it.
That was great play. The handball back to Maxfield was able to create a little bit of space where he had a full vision and the hole was right there for Plugger to come to.
Richardson is bigger and taller to compete with Lockett in the marking, in the body drills, but on the speed off the mark, then Mel Michael is probably a bit more able to run with the lead to effect a spoil.
It's 40 metres. Drifted back to another man from the line. He's got 1-1. Sydney has 3-1.
Lee, Collingwood have had all the play in this quarter, but the Swans are hanging in there. I just reckon in the background there's a lack of experience there as far as Gaines is concerned, because this gets a nice play on the wing.
Yeah, you're right, Dip. The problem is at the moment the Swans just don't look like getting there.
Trouble here. The Devils' kick has been taken by Armat. He's tucked tightly in the pocket. It's a sensational kick by Robbie Armat. That's a goal. As you can say, here's Collingwood, former opponents. I'm still here.
Yes, well, he really had to kick it. It was just a bad defensive error, the kick-in errors. And there was a few players of Swans teammates making position close to the front of the goals. But Armat, well, fair enough. He backed himself and says, I can kick this. And he had a crack at it, and he was good enough to handle the pressure and score.
So Sydney, with 3 of the last 4 goals, have now settled. Armat with 2 of them.
6-1 plays 4-1 as we go into the second quarter. And it's Buckley who sets Collingwood alight. Down towards the half-forward line there. All of a sudden, inside 50. Dunkley moves beautifully. Gets the hand pass away towards McPherson. He loses it. Kelly was taken high.
Oh, the tackle, but they were lucky Swans. They almost worked themselves into trouble then.
Comes wide to Saddington. And from half back, he looks down towards right half forward. Sydney anxious for the first goal. Schwass was his target. Pushed away from him. Back to Schwass again. Delightfully done. It came from Kinnear. The left footer gives the hand pass away to Kelly. Kelly stabs him towards the ball line.
Lee, that is just a lack of experience in that back line there to let one Swats do exactly what he did then.
Well, he is pretty slippery, Dipper. I think they were trying to tackle, but he certainly almost ran himself into trouble again. But here we saw Kelly, just saw Lockett go to space, and that's where the good forwards. Lockett really started to move as soon as Kelly received the ball. He knew that there was space there to move into.
20 goals so far this season. 45-degree angle. 40 metres out. 21 goals this season for Tony Lockett. Stevens. A chance to clear. The trip. Well, the advantage is going to be paid. They've got a chance now to run it out. Rowan Morth does well. He's been in very good form. Here's Jason Mooney. As Wolf wanders back to defence. Mooney's kick drops a little short. Oh, Lachlan does marvellously well.
Yes, that's what body use is all about, wasn't it, Sandy? He just knew the flight of the ball. He had to stop.
This to level the scores here at the MCG. 40 metres out. Well, Sydney have hit back, haven't they? And they've hit back really hard. Gets his second goal. He kicked one in the first. And what a ball game we've got here.
Yeah, we just saw the replay. Here we go. Put the push back of the body. It's no use jumping at the ball. Push back hard. That just stops the defender's momentum. And then it becomes not a too difficult mark. So good play by Michael O'Loughlin. Exceptional finish as well. Very dangerous player.
At half forward for that side for the Swans, Mooney. Around the body, Kinnear back to Mooney. The left footer couldn't get on out. Hesitation. Godden on the ground to Buckley towards the centre. Charging it down is Dunkley. We've got away from Severio Rocker. Out to Maxfield. He's coming back inside. Can't get away. Right. It's hot in the kitchen. Finally, it's Nix who steps on out. Passes the ball in sensationally to Rocket. Hot, tight stuff in the centre of the ground, and Sydney win it.
I think we see that situation where Dunkley, all the Swans players are back with him because he led Rocker to the ball. It was a dangerous bouncing ball, and then Dunkley laid this tackle as well. Terrific play in midfield. And then Lockett again, he's just running into space. They're pretty simple stuff that Lockett's doing at the moment. Just running into the front position, running into the low chest marks.
I certainly in that huddle then at quarter time, the energy level, they've certainly come out firing. Because last week they were flat as a tack.
So Sydney with the first 2 goals of the second quarter. Tony Lockett 2-1 for the evening, giving him 21 goals, 9 for the season. So accuracy is with Tony. Does it stay with Tony? It does. Swans in front.
Well, Will, sometimes full forward's a simple place to play. If you're able to find the space to lead and teammates have got the time to get it in, have a look at this. Have a look at Dunkley there. Have a look at him lead Rocker. He tries to get through. Then he just a bad handball. But again, he makes up for it. Have a look at this. Right gets it. Dunkley, midfield turnovers. The field's open. And Nix it was. Lockett leads to space. It's just so simple. The tackle set it up.
15 effective scoring shots a goal, and we've got 13 goals on the board. 6-1 plays 7-1. What a game here at the MCG. Stab it out of the middle. Patterson tries to take it. Can't do so for Collingwood. Tunnel ball out the back door. Lucurio works hard. Stevens is there as well. Stevens gets a high ball. O'Loughlin will wait at the back. He's got support down at the front. Lucurio's hand pass back towards O'Loughlin. Danger here. Maxfield in towards Lockhart. Over the top it goes. Richardson defends. He's not out of it yet.
All they had to do is lay the tackle of Swans, and it was a free kick. But I think they just were a bit over-anxious, really.
Schwass takes the hand pass. First one side, then forced back onto the right. In towards half forward. Cresswell had to beat about 3 of them.
And Michaels back onto Lockett and Mark Richardson up to centre-half back. I guess where the way the game was evolving, it was really the defender who could spoil is what Tony Shaw has gone with, rather, and we see the turnover.
Also, Severio Rocker taking the mark in defence and immediately turned back to Schwartz.
He's a player who never kicks the ball short, Severio Rocker. Essentially, he's having shots at goal.
Schwartz into the pocket, and who's in there, the big bloke?
I mentioned the Severio Rocker thing. When he tries to pass the ball, it's not something he does in his football. Most of the time, he's having shots at goal.
So this is a 30-metre shot for Tony Lockett. Up against the boundary line. For number 3 for the quarter to him. The red and white flags are up behind. The thrill umpire says it's a goal too, so does the goal. 4 goals for Tony Lockett. 4 goals, 1. And his finishing work is just at the moment the difference between the two.
Here's Rowan Ward.
Maxfield's been very dangerous, Sandy, hasn't he?
He has, Stewie Maxfield, and away he goes again, down towards the 50. Oh, what a fly from Desert Creswell, and then he's undone it with a hand pass. Well, if it worked, it would have been one of the plays of the night.
But yeah, they're using it so quick. I must say, I don't think we could blame Paul Kelly for that. The hand pass just came behind. Fantastic jump and mark. We know he can do this, Creswell. It just wasn't in front of it. It was quick and it had to be in front, but it just went slightly behind.
Troy Luff towards Mooney and Creswell. Liddell around the body. It's a rainmaker. High into full forward. They want someone to do the roving work or maybe shot off the ground. Buckley is lurking there. Have a look at this.
That's amazing. He was running for the boundary line. He's probably 2 metres in, left foot across his body, and we all thought he had a chance of kicking it. And he almost did. It's just terrific ball handling. Good play by Canini. He made sure the ball, but have a look at this. That was going to be a miracle goal.
Danger signs again for Collingwood. Lachlan, a high kick. Lockett has got to beat a couple. 1, 2, chance. Down goes the umpire. Up gets Gavin Moore and says it's yours, Tony.
Well, this is the difference, isn't it? On Richardson, he led into space. He was too quick. Against Michael, he's just too big. All he did there, have a look at this. It's a long high kick. Lockett just stuck his chest into Michael's back. Just outreached him, just body on body, got the best position. He certainly was pushing, but it would have been a brave call.
Yeah, it's a big chest, mate.
It's a big chest. Although it might have been
I don't think it was his chest, though, Dipper.
Okay, this for number 5 for Tony Lockett. Just to stretch the margin to 18 points in a remarkable turnaround. 25 metres out directly in front. He has kicked number 5. Sydney are on a roll.
So here comes the chance now for the Pies. Williams gives it to Patterson, gives it to Watson. Can't complete it. Rocker now the chance. It's a ground. Throws the left foot on it. Bounces high. Can't get on past there. McPherson, the first man back, forces it through.
Mooney palms it to Schwartz. He'll be on that lovely left foot. That's fine.
Yes, Lee, there is a bit of dew at down ground level at the moment. That's why players are slipping.
Thank you, Dipper. Lucuria up towards half forward. Captain Kelly.
Lee, that was a perfect example of confidence in the side. The 2 Collingwood players did not have the same conviction to get the ball as Paul Kelly did.
It was all about timing, wasn't it? Really, Liddell had the first leap at it, but he was down before the ball arrived.
Sensational. So the captain set to stretch the lead, and he's done exactly that with his first goal. Gee, what a quarter of football this is, Lee.
Well, it's must have been an amazing turnaround. All of a sudden, now Collingwood just can't get a sniff of it, and the Swans have gone to a 4-goal lead. It's just really they could have reversed the jumpers the way they've played. The Swans in this quarter, Collingwood early in the first were terrific, and now all of a sudden it's the Swans who are just really surging. Have a look at this. Gee, Liddell, it was a bad loop, wasn't it? It was a bad judgment call.
Sydney with the last 8 goals, and Tony Shaw very busy on the phone. Really, he's looking for the half-time break with 23 minutes into the second quarter. Collingwood pushed forward once again. Dunkley, his confidence has just risen and risen the longer the game's gone. Kinnear can't get it away, comes back into it, tackling Shaw, sets on out. falls at the last moments. Forward handball, Buckley. Looking just to find someone behind the contest who's got vision down the ground. It is Crow. Has the vision. Gives it to Williams. Here's the lead. There's the kick. That's the mark. Pugsley's got onto it.
Well, we didn't quite see it ahead of the play then, but when Kinnear went to kick that ball and it was smothered, it was going to go to Creswell, who was 30 metres on his own out on the Swans forward flank. And they're the kind of turnovers you've got to do. So that defensive smother has basically created the turnover and effectively set up this Collingwood shot at goal.
So Andrew Pugsley to boot round 4, kicked a couple of goals off the bench here tonight. Brad Seymour also off the bench has just come on for his first run for the year, but it's Pugsley, the ball's with him, he's kicked, the umpire, one behind.
Those things tend to happen when you're struggling, don't they, Wheels? All of a sudden it just doesn't work. And again, the Williams situation here. Williams, good delivery this. He just saw that Pugsley was moving into space.
Sent him out, second half. Monkhorst back in ruck up against Stafford. Down to Scotty Russell. He bounces it to half forward. Luff goes to ground. Dunkley sees his teammate there in McPherson. Get it out and eventually finish with Dunkley. Back to McPherson once again. He's got it in the middle. Sydney are continuing on as they did in the first half. Maxfield long to half forward. Good mark by Sherwood. Read it well. Positioned himself well. Scotty Crow gives himself a little bit of room. He's on half-back. Collingwood down by 12 points. They need the first couple here as McDonald sees it go over with Brad Seymour.
Siska, as he always does, looks to play on towards the far side of the ground. He creates the switch for the Collingwood side. Schwarber and Crow. A little bit of a fumble. Out of the path of Russell. Good play. Finds Buckley. It's on centre wing for the Collingwood side. Working it forward. Much more purposeful than they were in the latter part of the second quarter. Williams. Patterson, he's got it. Patterson taking the mark in front of the taller player. Stafford doing well there on the mark. There it is, the little man in front.
And again, while that play was going on, Severio Rocker up towards half forward. I think Rocker's role mainly is to get Dunkley out of the defence and just see if the Collingwood medium-sized, smaller players can flow into that forward 50-metre area, as Patterson has then.
So Patterson, the one goal in the season was back in round 1, but that's been surrounded by 6 behinds. 1 goal, 6 for the year. An important kick for the Pies. It's right to the line. The Swans have height. Very, very quickly. Fuller doing the roadie and he snared it. So Fuller being right where he's supposed to be, at the foot of the contest, in the square, picks up the first of the second quarter.
Well, I think the Swans might have been disappointed they didn't mark the ball there. Wolf really, he was the front man. He should have marked the ball, but when it went to the front, it just dropped and then Fuller bang. And he's just been only played a few games, 4 games for the 19-year-old from Eastlake in the ACTU, but that was the goal that Collingwood needed.
Another one here will certainly make it interesting as Stevens' kick is high. Back towards Mooney, almost beaten by Shorter. Mooney goes again. Does well. Quickly out to Michael O'Loughlin. Stabs it towards centre wing. Nix. Does well. Here's Robbie Arman. Now he can go on here. He does. He wants Lockett. He's got it. Beautifully done.
That's quality use of the ball. Hard up against the boundary line. Just being able to bring it back into the path of the full forward. Highly skilled player, Robbie Armat.
Yes, and Lockett again. It's got all the space to lead into. Collingwood really can't get the players back there to be able to block the space. And it was about the 6th time of the game Lockett has just simply ran at the kicker and the ball has been put in the line and he's marked it comfortably on his chest.
Lockett's booted 5. Ball up by moves away to the right. Sydney flags are up. That's why. Lockett has booted 6. And Sydney keep them at bay.
Well, as I say, there was again good play here. Williams missed the tackle. That was important. But players are really having trouble keeping their feet. Man, he just backed his pace and then really just a terrific chip into the space. No fullback can stop that. I think the Collingwood fullbacks have to try and get the space between Lockett and the kicker.
Collingwood's turn. Williams on the left foot. Half forward. Seymour and Wild. Seymour off the ground. Doesn't get away. Williams gives it back to Wild. Pressure from both sides. Maxfield. Don't worry about getting a handball off him. He doesn't give it. He's the kicker, and that's why. He used it beautifully on the left foot. Stafford holds it up a little. Goes along towards Lockett. No, it's Swans in the front position. Knocked down Saddington. Well rode from the big man. It's going to go close. It's right to the square. Bounces too far to the wrong side. Boundary throwing, but that's not a bad return for the Swans.
He's been very good today, hasn't he, Maxfield? He is 15 kicks, and when he gets the ball and runs and covers the ground and then kicks it long, very, very penetrating player.
Mooney trying to get it over the back. Can't give it to the left footer. Swans, too much. Again, bounces just inside. They'll have another go at the same play from the other side of the ground.
Yes, again, it was a terrific tackle by Russell. That was going to be a pretty easy shot at goal by Swans, but good tackling pressure again.
Mooney from Armour to Michael.
Whoa! Well, can you imagine? I often think that players shouldn't be able to step back over the goal line, but I don't know how you stop them. But
Fields will go berserk.
at the same time, can you imagine the panic on Michael Leonard if there wasn't the goal line? Uh-oh, where am I going? Concede the behind and we'll kick the ball in.
And just out of the right-hand side, he saw Pluggett, so I think that eased it into the cover.
Oh, no! He's going to have another shot. Oh,
He's missed it. And what's the chance of Scott Russell kicking short from this kick-off? I think very little. I think this time...
1,000 to 1.
Yes, I think this time you say, well, who's a long teammate? All the Collingwood players are setting up down the centre corridor. The Swans are playing a basic zone, and now the Collingwood players are coming to the camera side of the ground.
So a let off there. O'Loughlin is going to have another ping. Michael O'Loughlin goes in towards goal. He's away to the right.
They've been very wasteful this last few minutes, the Swans. They've got control of the game again this last couple of minutes, but to get that extra goal or two on the scoreboard, they've kept Collingwood alive.
So Creswell, he goes over the top. Maxfield, the cute little push there. Curia on the left foot. That's his favoured side. Kicks it into play well. Richardson first one back. Mooney there with him. Richardson wins it. Mooney tackles. That's dropping the ball. The tackle took the ball to the ground.
That's it, John. Great call, Terry. Yeah, certainly has the ball for a while. Tries to get away from the tackler. Can't do it. Ball spills out.
Mooney on the left. Finds play on the right.
Yeah, it was interesting then. Michael knew that all the space was there for Lockett to lead into, and he tried to block up the centre corridor. He really just didn't really position himself that well, Michael. He tried to get out in front, but sometimes it's like the Mickey Martin tactic, I think, is what's needed against Lockett. Play 5 metres in front, make sure he can't loot at the kicker, make him earn the marks.
Tony for number 7. He's kicked 7 goals, 1 behind. So throwing in half forward. Matthew Francis takes it out of the ruck. Works with Patterson. Eventually with Wild. This is a better setup for Collingwood. They've gone to centre half forward. Rocker can't complete the mark. Francisco, he's come up the ground to do the roving. In towards full forward. Tips over the back. There's a pair of pies. Watson's the one to get it, and he's missed it. 3 goals in the first quarter to Shane Watson.
And we've spoken a couple of times, this is just a bad miss, just very quick, wasn't able to balance. In the first quarter, he was kicking those, Watson.
Krasiska loses it. O'Loughlin takes it. Kicks back towards centre. Good mark by Saddington. An impressive young boy, Lee.
Yes, yeah. It's this Lockett right out in the forward pocket there. He, very strange, unusual positioning.
To centre wing. Patterson keeps it in play. A worm burner. Well intercepted by Stafford. He just loped forward and stuck out an arm. Did it extremely well. There's Jared Crouch getting his chance. Nix gives it away towards Saddington. Couldn't control it. Nix will go again. And again.
Very good.
Still going. Too good. Wayne Schwartz almost directly in front. 40 metres out.
And again, Saddington, again, you mentioned him, Sandy. Yes, he's quite a very impressive player. He hasn't played too many games of league football, only 4 this year, first-year player. But when the ball was up in front of Swash, he just was able to get the first few steps against Crow, the jump from the front position.
The Schwanner, as he's known, kicks for his first. The goal umpire does not move. Swans gets number 13. 13-6 plays 8-5. Stafford belts it down. Collingwood at the moment are 8 goals 5. They've added 1-1 for the term. Creswell to Kelly. Kelly up towards Lucuria. Stafford's in front. He's claimed. So to Richardson. In towards half forward. Brad Seymour's given away a free kick. What do you think, Lee?
Looks soft to me. Yeah, I mean,
Holding the jumper, maybe, I don't know.
yeah, but they've been told that if it doesn't have any effect on the contest.
Well, Rocker gives it to Watson. And the doctor kicks it. Shane Watson gets his fourth. All from that end of the ground. Collingwood hang on with their 9.
Well, they are hanging on, Sandy, no doubt about that. But that goal just keeps them within striking distance. That's the first time Rocker again, I think Dunkley again attacked the ball in the air as he's been doing all night. But that time the ball came to ground. He's just been really an opportunist watching. 3 goals in the first quarter, 1 goal in the third for 4 goals for the game.
4 goals to Shane Watson. It's like working with Wilbur Smith, but it's good to see that Terry Wheeler has finally taken his eyes out of that book and is back with us.
Kelly in the centre of the ground. I was just looking at Schwartz, 5 goals against West Coast Eagles. He's in line tonight, and this is the Pies' turn. Patterson, Luff goes back, Fuller's behind, good little trap, works with Liddell, offline, bounces through, just the one behind.
And you read 6 books to give us that piece of information. Thank you, Terry.
Oh, it's a wonderful game. There are stats on everything now, isn't there? So it's bounced. Outside the 50. Bays, first one on it. It's loose out the back. Armac can't get it. Tarrant on the right foot. Stafford goes down. Maxfield goes, Luff goes down. They all go down.
Push back.
So the big fella, again, shows his balking style. Steps out, right foot, found the target.
He didn't find the target. He was standing there on his own, Mitch. He was there on his own, but I don't think Stafford saw him. But in fact, the way the kick was smothered, pushed his leg across, and the ball went left straight into Nix's arm. So good luck, good fortune, I guess.
But the statisticians give it as an effective disposal. Matthew Nix. Started a career with a broken leg. How is the leg now, Matty? It's pretty good. A goal. Sydney answer the Watson goal.
Yes, again, Matthew Nix, originally from West Adelaide, played all 6 games this year, and again, the ball was pushed left, and just standing there on his own, waiting to receive. It's a fantastic feeling when you're forward of the ball on your own.
30 points the margin as we go into the final turn. Stafford belts it out of the middle. Down towards Robbie Armour. Tried to get it quickly onto Kelly. He moved like greased lightning. There's Robbie Armour. Hassled by McDonald. Not before he gets it clear to Kelly. They're on the move once again. Down in towards the pocket and Wayne Schwass. But that kick's a little too wide. It's out of bounds.
Ball just inside 50. Seymour working with Stevens, and away he goes. He's on his bike. A couple of bounces confronted.
Off his
slips down. McPherson working in there behind him, goes in towards half forward. Pace, Robbie Armack against the boundary, screws it back in towards Schwartz. He should cut back the other way. Great tackle from behind there by Godden. That bottled him up. The Pies have a chance now just to settle. Pushing on out to Buckley. Buckley holding it up half back.
The centre's worth a try, but unless it's a really precise centre, you might as well have a go on yourself.
Richardson
from Armack's point of view.
Towards the centre to give it that chance. Does. They need to now come down through the corridor. For mine, that's either play on, John.
Yeah, well, I mean,
or nothing. You shouldn't have to bring him back there like that.
I don't think Richardson knew he was off the line that much, though, Terry.
Well, the umpire should tell him to play on, but he doesn't. So Rocker has a go at it. Left foot out on the full. Always going to be a hard shot for the big one.
Yes, it's interesting when you look forward to the ball. Dunkley just tries to zone the spot in front of Rocker so he can't have a free space to lead at.
Buckley, Moncourt and Stafford do the wrestling standing. Buckley jumps over the top of them. 80 metres out. It's going to go to 40 metres out. O'Loughlin goes back. Watson concedes it back. The long left foot, it's good. The Pies get the first. Liddell starts them.
Yes, again, Watson, good play. The ball just drifted over the head of O'Loughlin, and Watson came and met it. O'Loughlin just couldn't quite get back there. Fed it on, happens to be that Liddell could turn onto the left side, and really didn't look like missing. Well, that's the goal that Collingwood needed, just to try and start the ball rolling.
"24 points, now the margin. Chad Liddell closes it by 6. Stafford and Moncourt do battle in the middle. It just eluded Williams. It was okay for Nicks from a standing start. That's just great body use by O'Loughlin. Did it earlier in the game.
He doesn't look strong. He doesn't look that strong. Hasn't got the big bulging muscles like some. But it's the balance, the ability to just keep your balance. And he's always in control of the contest and push Liddell back under the ball. Liddell's just kicked a goal on him. So here's one to see if he can even the score in that mini battle over the last minute or two.
This to really hurt the Pies. He'll be kicking from 45. He's very deliberate in his approach. And he has hurt them because it's sold straight through the middle. Michael O'Loughlin gets his third. And Sydney have the answers.
Isn't he a terrific player, the 21-year-old? That's making a mark out of your half chance. Maybe at a 55-45 chance, because he had the front position, but Liddell had the sit, and really it was just Liddell got his body caught in with O'Loughlin and not able to get at the ball to spoil.
"15-6 plays 10-6. You can see why Michael O'Loughlin was All-Australian last year. Wonderful player. They go forward again. Lucuria towards centre half forward. Graham Wright's waiting down for the Pies. Hand pass a little proppy. Stafford. Oh, Stafford shows dash. Lockett on the lead. One grab. Can't complete it. Quick to apply the tackle. Michael takes the hand pass. Wright is waiting wide. And he kicks to the outer side where the mark is taken by Tom.
Francisca's on in the wing. A little bit slow to get to him though.
30 points the margin. Tarrant goes longer than that towards Richardson. Held it down towards Patterson. He couldn't take it. Williams is there. He finds Patterson. Quick as a flash. Over the top to Buckley. Look out! Look out! Back it comes again. They're not giving up yet. Fuller into the open goal. Fuller closes it out.
Oh yes, terrific play by Collingwood. Krasinski was the one who got through. Stevens went over to cover him. That left Buckley through. And Stafford just wasn't able to lay the tackle quite effectively enough. Let's have a look. We'll see in a sec here. He just was able to evade the tackle. McPherson followed up. But then again, all 3 missed tackles. Fuller kicks the goal. Now the Collingwood, they're keeping coming.
So both sides just looking for the space. A big round arm thumps what's wanted. It's dropped down. Stevens, quick out. Patterson. Buckley. Gee, he finds space where no one else can find it. Away from half-back.
His long hand pass didn't quite find its mark, but they've got the numbers. Francisco on the end of it, over the top of Sannington. Now pressure on the Sydney defence. They come charging out. But first, Seymour. It's going to be okay. O'Loughlin's on the end of it. With skill through the centre. Then a high ball, difficult one. Up towards half forward, almost down to O'Loughlin again. Here's Kelly. In towards full forward. Maxwell comes charging out. McDonald waits down. Graham Wright takes the hand pass. Off to Scotty Russell. Collingwood looking to steady. Looking to score. Maybe they sense this is the time. Francisco over half forward, up towards the 50, up towards Severio. Gets the hand pass to Fuller. Fuller's high kick into half forward. Buckley straight in front, 45 metres up.
That was great work, firstly by Fuller, being able to win the ball, and then the bottom
by
work is his start.
Yeah, it was fantastic play. The Swans had the numbers round the contest, but Fuller was the one who was able to kick it forward, and Buckley just had to sit. And Buckley and Koziska have really lifted Collingwood right back into this game.
1 goal tonight, 7 goals for the season. But this is a vital one. If he kicks this, could start them. He's kicked it. He has kicked it.
Well, as you mentioned, that was fantastic body work by Nathan Buckley, wasn't it? He just made sure his backside in this marking contest, he just made sure that his backside keeps out any competition.
It's a centre corridor football. Once you go down the middle of the ground, and the Swans had all the numbers. They outnumbered them here. But just Rocker, he hasn't done much tonight, Rocker, but on to Fuller, and then it's just a kick and hope. But Buckley made the hope.
Tony Shaw in the coach's box. Rod Eade in the opposite box.
No one's talking about Mother's Day celebrations yet.
They're not on. Stafford takes the arm out handball, the quick kick out. Swass in front, tackled, holds it. High step it out. It's Crow. Looks a hot one to McDonald. He can't get away. Maxfield. Now the Swans, a couple of quick exchanges of handball. Michael very good in front. Michael didn't have the flu last week. He had something more serious than that wrong with him.
He's looking very ginger, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and what has happened as this game's worn on, Michael has taken the front position off him. And he's made sure that he's actually, if Locker's to get the ball, he has to jump over the top of him.
Mooney, McDonald, the fist, Maxfield swoops on it. Left foot drags it around. It's dangerous. He's just too big.
But that's what he has to do. He's going to make sure, and the point is, even a player as good as Lockett, there's only a certain amount of marks you can take by just outreaching from behind. That was one of them. You might get 2 or 3 a game because he is a good player. But if you keep letting them lead into space, then they're going to kick your multiples. You're going to kick the 10.
Lockett. Is that 8, Sandy? 8 goals for Tony Lockett. He's now kicked more than 7 goals 55 times in his career. And what an important one here tonight.
Yes, it was, because they were making the charge. It was a good centre of the ball by Maxfield. He got it up, and it was a question on this occasion. As I say, Michael's been taking the front spot. But extra height of Lockett was just able to take the mark.
Collingwood working hard. Stevens. Left footer couldn't get away, so handballs. Kelly to Seymour. Taken in the tackle. Durant on the left foot. It's tossed up high. The jump from behind. Wild. Can't complete it. McPherson steps away with it.
A lot of hand passes missing the target tonight.
Godden kicks in. Here's the chance. Rocket going. Swats going back. Takes the mark very courageously and acknowledged there by Andrew Dunkley.
Yes, he came back. He didn't know who was behind him, but he had just kept his eyes on the ball, Swass, as you would want a player to do.
Long towards the 2 big men.
It was a show of strength.
Yeah, that was a big show of strength. When they extend the arms like that, you'd almost say it's a push, wouldn't you?
The umpire lets it go. Buckley breaks clear. 45 metres out. Squeezes through some heavy traffic, but in doing so, forced to go low, and it's gone left.
That was an important kick. He just couldn't quite. It was terrific. If you have a look at this show of strength, John, talk us through it.
Yeah, well,
Talk us through that push in the back.
I'm going to say I reckon it's a push in the back. I can't say much more.
Mooney closer to goal, closer to O'Loughlin and Lockett. Belted clear by Marnie. Only as far as Williams across half-back, but he's not clear yet. He's not clear at all. Saddington is well claimed. That was a good tackle. Goddington gets it out to Marnie. Once again, Marnie's kick is wide, and it's picked up by Seymour.
And this is Squash overlapping. He's playing loose man back at the moment.
Well, no, you shouldn't do that. The old shove in the chest or the face has been pinged. Mooney.
I think on it. It's a fine line. If it's a push in the chest, it's okay. Push in the face, no good.
In the chest, it's okay, but a push to anywhere above the shoulder will be penalised. So that one, I think, was in the chest. Yep. Not much doubt about that. Pushed him in the chest as he fended him off.
Funny place to have your chest up there, but anyway. Here's Mooney. Jason Mooney with a run like Michael Holdings. Into the square, Lockett is at the back. The ball sails over behind.
Fuller couldn't handle for Collingwood. Walk very cutely off the ground. It's found Maxfield. It's gone forward. O'Loughlin does a little body work with Francisca. Plays on again. Mooney to Lockett. Michael behind. He's got it. Lockett's got it. 8 looking at 9.
And if I didn't know better, Terry, I reckon Plugger was limping a bit then as he slowed down to take the kick.
Yeah, there's no doubt that his legs aren't feeling all that well. As I say, we know whether it's times when his left knee's heavily bandaged. And again, he couldn't quite make the yard to get clear of Michael, but just good enough in the body to just, because he is a lot bigger than Michael. Bigger in the body and a little taller.
Lethal, I reckon he's bigger than any man playing the game just at the moment. Here he is for 9. The Swans have got the full forward of the night. 9 goals, Tony Lockett, and more impressively, 9 goals won.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to make a big statement, I guess. I've seen Lockett kick 9 goals tonight, and I've seen him kick 4 or 5 and play better. I reckon tonight he's just got to the right spot. He's led into space. He's got about 4 goals from like this one where he's just earned them. The others were just a simple lead into space, but he's kicked very accurately. 9-1's a fantastic return.
Sydney finishing full of running. 79 plays or 109. Stafford.
Gee.
Well, that's an interesting hand pass as well. Not a very tidy finish by either side. Russell almost gave a nudge. Darren Crouch is there, short to O'Loughlin. That's better. A long way from home, and Plugger says, I'm not running, just kick it long. I refuse to go too far. Well, he almost got front spot there. He still chases, but he's on one leg. There's no doubt about that at all. Tarrant to the outer side. Collingwood clears.
Godden just drops it back inside towards Francisca, but Maxfield runs it down. His kick off the ground gives Crouch the opportunity. Saddington, O'Loughlin, and how cute's this? Slotted into Tony. Round 10.
Easiest 10 goals you're ever going to see.
In front of 57,894 people.
Boy, don't they come in late? All of a sudden this ground filled up, but O'Loughlin, he could have kicked the goal, but he doesn't know the Plugger's kicked 9, about to kick his 10. But it's always a great effort to kick double figures. You can stand in the goal scare and receive 10 handballs, and it's still a great effort if you kick 10 goals, I reckon.
You should do it all the time, Lee.
Only because of you, Dipper.
Of course.